Hey guys, in today's video we're going to be talking about why I believe ChatGPT 5 is a game changer for content creators. If you'd like to find out a little bit more about that, stick around to the end. Okay, my name's Henry and I'm from Product Creation Formula. Here at Product Creation Formula, we love to give you tips and tricks to better help you create your products quickly and easily. Along with that, we also do product reviews as well as tips on how to make money online. So if that sounds interesting, happy to smash the like button, subscribe and hit the bell icon so you can be notified when we upload more videos. Alright guys, let's go check it out. Okay, now here we are at ChatGPT. Now in the past, this was created, what I've done here, this was created back when it was still ChatGPT 4. Now, I asked it to write a 1500 plus word script and I gave it all the details I wanted to give it. I went into some in-depth detail here and then it wrote the script up for me. Now I'm just going to go down here. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to show you why this was quite inferior. Now, when I used to ask for it to do 1500 word scripts, oftentimes it would be giving me spitting out like 1100, 1200, maybe 1300 words. Now let's go and have a quick look at this and we'll show you what I'm referring to here. Right here, I'm just going to go Control V, place all that script there, go over here to review and hit word count. And as you can see, that this has given me a 1310 word count. Now, you might ask yourself, why would I be asking for a 1500 word count in my script? Well, the reason I do that is because it usually creates an 8-minute script. Now, if you know anything about YouTube at all, an 8-minute script is when you can, once it hits 8 minutes, you can then start putting your ad placement where you want. And that's one of the reasons why I make it 8 minutes or more. And if it goes under 8 minutes, you can't do that. You have to let YouTube put the ad placements where they want it. So by having a 1500 word script, it was pretty much guaranteed to be an 8-minute script, at least. So I always ask for a 1500 plus word script. And that would usually give me roughly an 800 word script. Now for me to fill this out, I would have to put in extra fillers, for example, my conclusion or my intro. I'd have to add extra content to it just to bulk it out a little bit. Or if I had a point in here anywhere, I would then find a point and get it to expand on that point. And that's one of the things that I found really difficult to deal with because I thought, oh man, because it would waste a lot of time. Mind you, it's still a lot faster than having to write the entire thing yourself. But irrespective, it still wasted a lot of time when, if you didn't really want to have to go through those extra steps if you didn't want to. So the new ChatGPT, on the other hand, is absolutely brilliant. I got it to write me up just a brief 20 ideas for my channel that I could create. And I decided to go for how to turn a single PLR product into multiple income streams. And I said, all right, and I gave it a very basic prompt. I gave it a very, very basic prompt. Write a 1500 word script about how to turn a single PLR product into multiple income streams. Now, previously, I had also given this several instructions in the past. It has a memory because one of the things I like about ChatGPT is it does have a memory in the Pro feature. So I made sure that I put in there, don't use M dashes, don't use the it's not X, it's Y formula. And I also got it to make sure that it created things in a casual tone and it used contractions. Like for example, it's instead of it is, and you're as opposed to you are, and I'll instead of I will, that kind of thing. So I made sure it remembered all that, and I gave it to, I made sure it said it several times just to really cement it in there. Now ChatGPT 5 created this have a look at this. Now not only did it include this, normally when you put the 1500 words, it would also include any instructions it gave here. Now, in this particular case, this is where the script started and it went all the way through. Now, I also had to take this, and look at this, 20 points. It never gave me 20 points in the past. I would then have to, just basically copy all of this. Now, if I go over here to my Word document, I'm just going to highlight over the top of that, go Control A and delete all that and place that into here. Now, I'd have to sit here and remove all these, which is mildly annoying, but that's okay. It's only going to have to do it 20 times or so forth. But once I remove all these, all I need to do then is remove the beginning and the end part, which is where it's talking to me, asking me about instructions and if it's happy with what I've done. I would then remove all of these, and then once I've done all that, I'll then do the word count. I'm just going to pause the video until I've done that. Okay, so as you can see, these are just instructions. All right, here's your 1500 words and blah, blah, blah. So I'll get rid of that. Get rid of that. Delete that and remove that. And I'm going to go down to the bottom and remove the last little bit of instructions down the bottom. If you want me, I can take, okay, so I'll get rid of that little bit as well because that's talking directly to me. And then all I really need to do is go over here in the review section, check out word count. And here, look at that, 1,704 words. That's going to take it well over my 1,500, my 8-minute mark, which is great, which is exactly what I wanted. So it can now create much, much longer text. And the thing is, it also mostly remembers everything you tell it. For example, another thing I like to tell it is don't use 𝗵𝗶𝗁𝘁𝑐𝗿𝗵𝘁. Now, if you don't know what a 𝗵𝗶𝗁𝘁 is, a 𝗵𝗶𝗁𝘁 is a really flowery language. The flowery language that just is really just word filler. It means nothing and just makes it sound pretty. But it has no actual substance or content in it. It just makes it sound pretty. That's all it does. So I make sure that it doesn't use word fillers, like for example 𝗵𝗶𝗁𝘁𝑐𝗿𝗵𝘁. It doesn't use metaphors, and it doesn't use the it's not X, it's Y formula. I totally get rid of all that because when I'm writing an ebook or if I'm writing some kind of content, I want to be able to give you as much value as I can. So, but to do that, I need to be able to make sure I get rid of all of that filler. So, with that being in mind, as we go through, you can now see that that's the entire script. And as you read through it, you'll find that it has not given me any, it's not X, it's Y kind of formula. Doesn't give me any 𝗵𝗶𝗁𝘁𝑐𝗿𝗵𝗁, and it's just getting to the point. And when you're doing things like how-to scripts or anything like that, or if you're doing information scripts, then you don't want that. However, it still does have a few minor issues. For example, you see that area there? That's called an M dash. I did request it several times to not give me M dashes, but for some reason, it seems to be embedded into it. Now, for me to get rid of those, all I have to do is copy that, then go Control H. Then, you see where that's already highlighted? I'm now going to go Control V. And what I like to do in this case is go comma and then space. Now, another thing I need to do here is to add another space. I need to add another space just there. And this now gives me everything I need. Now, all I need to do is go replace all. It says 2, replace 2, but it'll actually replace about 5. Okay, so I can now hit close. Another thing I also like to do with this is to copy all of this, go Control A, copy, and I like to put it into a text document. The reason I like to put it into a text document is because it just takes away all the formatting. And it just gives me a nice clean script. All I have to do is just copy over the top of that. We'll go Control A to make sure I've got it all. You go Control C to copy it. And then all I have to do now is just delete that and go Control V, and I now have a very clean copy of what I want to do. Now, if I also want to, I can also add my outro as well. For example, in this particular case, I have got the outro down the bottom here. And all I have to do, if I want to add it, I can just grab that, copy that, and I can then add that to my script, which is here. Go down the bottom here, go down one more line, there we are. I now have my script. Let's have a look at what I brought it up to. 1,843 words. That is brilliant. And that will allow me to be able to create like maybe even a 10-minute video or more, which is exactly what you want. Okay, let's just close that off. All right, so these are just some of the things that I really love about the new thing. Now, it says when you have a look at what ChatGPT has said about itself, because I asked it, what's the difference between ChatGPT 4 and ChatGPT 5? And it said that it sometimes makes some spelling mistakes. Now, I haven't come across that, but that's okay. It doesn't mean you won't. That's why I always put it into a Word document, because if I'll put it into a Word document, it's going to highlight if there's any misspelling. Also, you got over here, it's got expanded context for Windows, meaning that it'll actually give you much larger scripts if you want it to, or much larger pieces of code or document. You can actually, say for example, you want to write an ebook and you have your format, you can now make much larger ebooks if you want to. You can also, this is really great if you've got a blog post as well. If you want to do longer blog posts, you can also do that as well. Now, what I would also highly suggest that if you're going to be doing that, suggest that it puts in areas for links for something you might be promoting. Say, for example, you want to put a link in a particular place, it'll actually do that for you as well. It'll leave a gap. It'll leave you a space, say, put a link here. And you can talk about the type of things that you're trying to promote on your blog posts and things like that, or you're trying to let people know about. You also got here, it's not perfect and it's still learning. Okay, so that's one of the things that was talking about, the fact that it still makes certain errors. For example, geography and misspelling. With the geography, it kind of says some things that are wrong about the geography, and it also has some misspelling as well. It's also got superior coding, strong multi-module and custom features, whatever that means. Significant enhanced reasoning and accuracy. It gives you PhD level reasoning capabilities, deep logic, chains, clean code, all that kind of stuff, and fewer factual mistakes compared to ChatGPT 4. That's important. If you're giving good information to people, you want to make sure it's accurate. Now, one of the things I found is that if I was to ask it to not put lines there, I might get it to rewrite this. In fact, I'm going to go here, edit this, and get rid of that and say, please rewrite this and remove the lines. Remove the separation lines. Okay, hit that and hit send and see what it does. And I'm just going to pause the video until it's finished. Okay, so all I need to do now is just click on that. I'm going to add that to over here. In fact, I might create a new screen just so as I'm not getting rid of the other one. Go Control V. And all I want to do is get rid of that. Go to the top. Get rid of that. And you're essentially finished. Very little else to do here. Now let's go over here and have a check out the actual word count. We go here, word count, 742 words. Perfect. And I didn't have to worry about getting rid of the separation lines. Now, if I was to make that a permanent part of its memory, it would no longer put those lines in there, which would make life a lot easier for the person. So my suggestion would be, give it instructions as to what you want and what you don't want. And this way, it'll be far more accurate. Now, this is a game changer. It's going to speed up my content creation so much more. Any blog posts I want to create, it's going to be making my blog posts so much better, because it's going to be getting rid of all the things that I really don't like, and it's going to be adding things I really do like. So this is ChatGPT 5 and why it's a game changer. All right, guys. Hey guys, if you got some value out of this video, how about you smash the like button, as well as subscribe, and also hit the bell icon so you can be notified when we upload more videos. Hey, while you're at it, why not consider sharing? Also, leave a comment down below and let me know what you think of ChatGPT 5, and also the fact that it's free now for everyone to use. Now, also to let you know that right here is a playlist of all the AI videos I've ever created. If you click on that, you'll be able to watch them in order. Also, to over here is an image of my head. Now, if you click on that, you'll be able to subscribe. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching, and bye for now.